Hello, everybody from the YouTube channel. If you are new here at this English YouTube channel, I'd like to start asking you to subscribe here and giving a thumbs up. And hope you watch this video up to the end because we're going to have an amazing conversation. Today, we have here with us some friends. They are English learners as well as me. So we have here Fernando, Alall, and Andressa. So I'd like to say hi for the people from the YouTube channel.
Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, people.
So today it's been an amazing night. I should say tonight is been amazing time to practice speaking skills. So let's get started. I'd like to share my screen with you and hope you like the material that I made it for today. And I thought it was very interesting to bring this topic. As I told you guys, we're going to talk about hometown. But before I get started, I'd just like to make the introduction for this English YouTube channel. Here, we have so many friends from all over the world, and they are English learners as well. But we have been practicing for a long time. So that's why maybe our English is already developed, someone is developing. But we are here to learn and to keep our English skills alive. So that is our main goal. No one here will be a teacher. No one here will correct you. We are here just to practice, to make English alive at our brain. So let's get started for the first talk. As I told you guys, today is going to be hometown. So I'd like to ask you some questions about your hometown. And remember, those questions were picked up from the IELTS website. So I hope you like it. So first question is going to be for Fernando. Fernando, where is your hometown?
Hometown means the city where I've born?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I was born in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais. So I lived there from my born until my 27 years. And from the 27 to the 36, I am living in Ribeirão Preto, in the countryside of the state of São Paulo. But I still going to Belo Horizonte to visit my family, my mom, my brother. So I'm always going to Belo Horizonte to visit them and visit some friends. But I live here in Ribeirão Preto nowadays.
Excellent, excellent. So Ribeirão Preto is a very well-known city. I have been heard about this city so many times from my friends. So should be very good to live it there. And how about you, Alall? Where is your hometown?
Yeah, my hometown, today I live here in Goiânia, but my hometown, it's a nearby city. It's called Aparecida de Goiânia. But both cities are almost mixed up, you know. You could tell by the name, Aparecida de Goiânia. So I'm not so far from the people of my hometown, both family and friends, and that's it. Yeah, it's the second biggest city over here in Goiás, just lost for Goiânia. So that's it.
Awesome, awesome. I remember that I asked you some minutes ago, and you told me Aparecida de Goiânia, and that's when I realized that it's closer because the name, as you told me, you told me about the name. Yeah, Aparecida de Goiânia.
And you always have to say, because there is another Aparecida that I think is more famous. There's Aparecida in São Paulo. There's a very Catholic city. So
yes,
you cannot have to
indeed.
say Aparecida de Goiânia because the people may confund with the São Paulo one.
Yeah.
Misunderstand São Paulo. Yeah.
Great, great. I have been heard a lot. I already traveled, already went to Goiânia, but not so much far from there, just Goiânia, hometowns and things like that. But it was by work. It was business travel. So, Andressa, it's your turn. Where is your hometown?
Well, my hometown is São José dos Pinhais, where I was born, but just born that because was the closest hospital when my mom was pregnant. But I live in Curitiba since then, so it's São José dos Pinhais here in Paraná.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, San José dos Pinhais, for those who doesn't live here, don't know exactly so many places at the south of Brazil. San José dos Pinhais is like it's almost the same situation as me. For instance, I live in Araucária right now. Araucária is 15 kilometers from Curitiba, from the frontier, or I should say the border of the Curitiba city. But San José is almost the same. It's like 15, 20 kilometers away from Curitiba as well, which is the capital of the Paraná. So it's closer. And there are a lot of things. It's the same as my city. If I maybe my wife should be, let's say, if my wife or my parents, if someone is pregnant here and is about to have their child in it, and they must to go to Curitiba because the biggest hospital is there. So it will be a better, maybe you're gonna receive a better treatment or things like that. But I got it. Very, very interesting. I didn't know about that. Now it's clear. So Andressa is from São José dos Pinhais, but is like she lives in Curitiba since her born. So now I'd like to say about me. I live my hometown is Curitiba as well. So I was born in Curitiba. I lived there since I believe if 8 years ago, because 8 years ago I decided to change. I bought my house here in the Araucária, which is metropolitan city, which is closer, not so far as I told you, 50 kilometers away. And I have been living here since then. But I really like it. I appreciated the both city, Araucária and Curitiba. They both are good. So next question. Fernando, I'd like to ask questions about your hometown. What was it like growing up there? So how was your childhood in your hometown?
My childhood, I think it was a great time and a great experience in my life. Instead, I never lived in a house, but it was always in apartments. But I always had much neighbors, which I could play downstairs in the building, at least some part of the day. And they were great friends until nowadays. I have some contacts with them. I made a lot of friends in the school also. But it was a really good childhood. I have no complaints about it.
Nice. That's very good. That's so important. Nowadays, we are so concerned about it for our children that we'd like to then have the same life or the same entertainment that we had at the time, but it's almost impossible because the technology is sometimes takes a lot time of them. But I think that's just a different period of that time. You know, they are having their fun moments, even with the technology, because technology is very important for us as well. So how about you, Alall? What was it like? What was it like growing up there at your hometown?
Yeah, I think my childhood was pretty good too. I played a lot with friends of the neighborhood, and like soccer in the streets. We played a lot. In fact, a lot of neighborhoods didn't like we played the street because sometimes we may kick a ball in some gate. So, but some children play and hide and seek, hide and seek, playing in the night. Of course, all the parents didn't like at all to their children playing that at night. And yeah, I played a lot. I hurt myself a lot too. I broke my arm 3 times playing my childhood. So that's it. And I went to the house, things like that.
Oh man, that was a very funny moment, man. And your childhood was very, very fun. So congratulations. I believe that is one of the things that we carry on for the rest of our lives, these emotions, these memories. Very good, man. I broke my arms 2 times as well when I was a child. When you said when you told us that you broke your arms 3 times, that reminds me the time when I broke it, so it was very pain, but I remember since I was a
Yeah.
child.
And last year I broke my finger playing volleyball. I think I have some problem because it's
Oh,
not possible to break so many bones.
you should have stopped playing games, man. Maybe you should have just that's why your career is related to deal with computer, with
Yeah,
science,
definitely,
computer.
definitely.
Nice, man. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Play games, run, do sports is very good, very important. So, Andressa, now it's your turn. Would you like to ask us some questions about your hometown? What was it like growing up there? As you told, you growing up at the Curitiba, so can you use this example? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I grew up with my sisters, and we couldn't get out home because my mom always scared. I was always scared about security and accidents. So we always play bikes, play soccer, play volleyball at home and in the garage. Was very limited, but was very nice too. At school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I am more selective friends, so I had just few friends, and I think that's it. I never broke nothing, but almost broke my head
Oh,
because I felt in the floor on the floor and took 7 points. I don't know how to say that,
yeah,
but
me
in the
neither.
head, and it just like that,
I got you.
but
I got
never
you.
broke anything.
Oh, that's very, very good. And never broken anything. It's a great part of our childhood. If you didn't have to pass through this situation, that is a great sign. But very, very interesting what you just said here. When I don't know if you both agree with me, but when we were a child, for us, we don't even know what is happening around us. We just would like to play. We just would like, even as Anderson said here, they played volleyball in the garage, and they were not able to go outside because their parents believed at that time that it was dangerous, it was a little bit unsafe situation. So my parents, I believe that my and Fernando and Alll were as well, thought the same. But at that time, we were happy. We doesn't need it to go so far away to have a moment, to have a fun, to be happy. So that is what I believe one of the first things that changed when we growing up, when we get older. So, but we are here now. We can change ourselves day by day. The future starts now, starts today. So we can choose what we're gonna be, what you're gonna like, yes, tomorrow. So next one, Fernando, has it changed much since you were a child? So when you're talking about your hometown, you told us that you changed it, your hometown a little bit, you changed it to your city. But when you came back, when you go back to the city, your hometown city to visit your parents or friends, do you believe that it has changed so much?
No, I don't think that the city has changed a lot because there is just 10 years that I don't live more in Belo Horizonte. But I think compared to the time when I lived there, when I was a child, yes, a lot of buildings and uh, hallways of the streets has been changed. The cars at that time were different. The technology also, we doesn't have the smartphones. The computers were starting at least at that time for me. We just had for the video games like Nintendo, Master System, Mega Drive. We used to take a lot of movies in the store. Né? We rent the movies to see at the holidays and the weekends. It was a different time. So
Indeed.
compared to the days now we're living, these things has been changing a lot.
Indeed, man. You made me remind so many things when you told us that we must have went to the, I don't know, to the rent stores, movie rent stores. I don't know how can I
Yeah,
call it, you know? But when I don't know how about you, but I used it to rent some movies each Friday, because when you went to this place to rent a movie Fridays, you get a discount. You get a combo. You know, you have the movie for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You just needed to return the movie and the week and the Monday. So that
yeah.
was very good. And how about
We
you,
used to
Allo?
rent movies and videotapes for the movies to watch on TV, and the tapes for the video games also. You
Yeah,
could
that time,
rent it.
yeah, I remember. Very, very important to remember
Yeah,
that. So,
the sad it was a sad moment when you had to give it back to the on the Monday.
yeah, so I can say that there were times when people doesn't return, so they must to
Yeah,
pay the video or the equipment that they doesn't return for their stores. So it was a very different reality. I should say it's a very different life at that time. And how about you, Alawar? Has it changed much since you were a child when you talked about your hometown?
Yeah, I don't think that changed so much. A couple of things, like I said, it was usual to have kids playing the streets at night after 5 p.m. Nowadays, it doesn't have it. And I think increased a little bit the number of leisure place near my neighborhood. Like nowadays, we have a bigger mall near the neighborhood, uh, because in the past we would have to travel a few of kilometers, like 15, 20 kilometers to go to a good mall. And a big park too was built, and some pubs, one or two pubs, and the rest is kind of the same. The people is kind of the same too. The people that I know from my childhood, so it's pretty the same.
Yeah, man. Some things does never change it. That is, and that is not good. That is not bad, isn't it? When we say that things does not change it so much, maybe it's good. It's better that things doesn't change it so much, because it depends, of course, how bad or how good was your childhood at that time. And if it was good, as you just told us here, that it was an amazing childhood there, you have a lot of fun moments, that is good when things does not change, because change it is not the same like better or the same like improvement. Change it is just a change it. You just need to choose it to be a good or a bad one.
Yeah, I think it's because my around my hometown neighborhood, it's like more residential. It's more a residential area in Aparecida. Because in Aparecida, we have another area that is more like a business area. So this area changed a lot. But my neighborhood doesn't. Did
I
not.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yes, makes sense. Makes sense that.
Yeah.
It was the same. In my case, it's the same. I visited some days ago. I went to my village. I should say that, because the neighbor where I was born, when I growing up, and it was the same. Almost never thing changes. Not so much. Some just little things, just a piece of things changed, but it's 19% the same when I was a child. And that's good, reminds my childhood when I went there. And how about you, Andressa? So how has it changed much since you were a child? What do you think about Curitiba since you were a child, when you were used to play with your friends? Do you think that nowadays is very changed, it's very different from that time?
Well, since I was a child, actually changed a lot about the houses and small shoppings, malls. There is a lot of malls today. The streets. it's much better than back that days. And I think security maybe it's better today than was that time too.
Yes, indeed. I agree with you. Honestly, I couldn't agree more when you said about security that our safety, our security is in developing, is improving since we are a child, because technology have been helped so much, have been helped about our health, have been helped about communications, about have been decreased the times that we needed to wait for some things. So when we were a child, it was indeed a very good time. Maybe people were a little bit more good at that time. When I say they have some behaviors which were a little bit more smoothly, you know. But nowadays, people is a little bit, in my opinion, of course, people is a little bit stressed. People are a little bit very nervous, anxious, or things like that, because our life is fast than ever, is have been changed fast. Everything that you needed is just in your hands. It's just one touch of distance of you, so from you. So that makes a little bit stress out our life. At the same time, that improves so many other areas when we are, as I already told you, healthy, safety, as Andressa said, safety, security, and other things have been changing. So I agree. I couldn't agree more. That's very good. Now, I would like to ask some questions about your hometown again. Now, I'd like to ask Fernando, what do you like most about living there? What do you remember? What things do you remember that were very good when you were living there?
I think there are two things that remembers me, the things that I most like about living where I was born too. The first one is the climate there. Belo Horizonte is not a hot city and not a cold city. It has a medium temperature during over the year. Of course, in the winter we have the coldest seasons, but should I say 70% of the time it's a regular temperature, maybe around 25 and 27 at maximum degrees Celsius. So the climate there was very good for me. I felt a lot of a lot of difference when I moved to Ribeirão Preto, because here the most of the time of the year is very hot. So the first thing I had to buy when I come over here was conditioned air, which it has not one of these before in my life in BH. So it was the first time I had to buy because I couldn't sleep at night. There's no way. So I had to bought one for the first time here. And the second time that I liked a lot when living in Belo Horizonte was the culinary, the food from the state is very good. There's a lot of things that I used to eat when I was a child there, and it reminds me a very good remembers and memories from the food there, like pão de queijo, like feijão tropeiro, like frango frango ensopado com polenta. Maybe foods that I don't know how to say in English, but it reminds me very good memories from that time.
Nice. So you told us about food and also about the weather. So yes,
Weather.
there are a lot of different. Here Brazil is like a tropical country, which means we have a lot of places with different, so huge difference weathers between it. So that is one of the advantages to live in Brazil. You can find all those weathers and seasons
Yeah.
of the year. So, Alall, what about you? What do you like most about living there when you were a child?
Yeah, I think the things that are more missed maybe would be that it is a more peaceful place to live, because like I said, it's more like a residential area and it's not a capital. So you have less traffic, less people walking the streets. So that's because I think it's more peaceful place to live. And I would be more closer to my friends and family, my childhood friends. And but like as I said, it's a nearby city. It's very easy to get there. And yeah, I think would be just these two things.
Nice. So you mentioned it that you like it at the time because there it was quiet. It's a quiet
Yeah.
place. And
Mhm.
now you live in a like a hometown, live in like downtown, sorry. You live in a downtown area, which means there are a lot of movement, traffic, and noises. And I know what it means because sometimes when I travel to this place, when I stay at these hotels, it's not so good because it's like I should say it's 100 kilometers per hour leaving this place. It's like a fast life. So I agree with you. And how about you, Andressa? What do you like most about living there? Well, let's talk about Curitiba. Andressa lives in Curitiba. She just born at the São José dos Pinhais, but her family were living in Curitiba city. So let me know, what do you like the most about living here?
Of course, I like the less traffic than the other capitals because there is not a lot of cars here, so the traffic is okay, and sometimes at the day. And I think the most the most thing that I like actually is the environment because it's not a dirty city. So if you walk or drive by car, by bus, even the bus, you don't see a lot of trash in on the floor. So it's very nice. Curitiba already was in some rankings, global rankings about environment. So I really like Curitiba because of this.
Awesome, awesome. To be honest, I didn't remember those advantages to living here, but when you mentioned that reminds me it's true. We live in a real, as Andressa said, we live in I should say, in a cleanest city when compared to other bigger ones. Curitiba, there's some things which is different, or should say that there are some parts of public service which keep doing their best to should say to clean the city, to make it organize it. So that is very good. That is a good way to say. And the traffic jam, of course, 6 p.m. or after 5 p.m. already,
Yeah.
you're gonna face some problems, but after maybe after 7 p.m. you can drive your car without any problems, and the middle of the day you can go whatever you want without any traffic jam. So I agree. I agree with what you just said.
And just not the people who clean the city, but the people who live here that have this
Yeah.
conscience about the trash not on the ground. So that's very nice.
Yes, I agree. Nice remembrance about our city. So now I would like to ask you, what kinds of things can visitors to do, or can visitors do in your hometown, or can go to see, or maybe can do? What things that should I say? There's another word to visitors. Let me remember here. I just forgot.
Tourists.
Tourists, yes. What a tourist can do, what a tourist have to do in your city. Let us know here, Fernando.
Well, like was born in a capital. Normally, those big cities have a lot of touristic points to people who can go to see. So in Belo Horizonte, it's not different. There are a lot of touristic points, like a lot of churches, a lot of big lakes, a lot of big squares. a lot of parks with very big forests and a lot of greenish around there, with the famous view that which gives the name of the city, which you can see a big and beautiful horizon. A lot of nature to see and parks with natural areas preserved. I think is that BH has a lot of beautiful points to see, and I recommend it to people who wasn't there before. It's a really good place to see and to know about it.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've heard about the Belo Horizonte, so there are a lot of interesting things, so many landmarks there as well. So I'd like to visit if I got a chance. Maybe I will do so, and perhaps we can understand better most of the culture of the place because Belo Horizonte is well known about so many foods, so many things all over the country, should I say. And
Yeah.
how about you, Alall? What kinds of things can visitors to your hometown go and see?
Yeah, my hometown in Aparecida de Goiânia, I don't think it's a good place to you like go into tourism, you know. I think there's nothing that really pays your trip. But over here in Goiânia, I think it's like a very good city for the night, you know, to go to the bars because the city very, I think, national know by the our passion in the country music and for having a lot of beautiful women. So if you like enjoy to go at night to some bars and pubs, it has a lot of options, a lot of options. All kind of musics like country musics, funk, pagode, samba. We have it all. I think that the life night over here it's very good. We have some famous parks over here, but it's not nothing like a normal from that another capitals doesn't have. And I think I don't know, maybe try some local foods. Like over here in Goiás, it's very famous because we have like the piqui and pamonha. I think these are the two more famous foods that are more cultural about Goiás. And I think some restaurants that sell it, they are a good place to try it.
No, man, I do believe in you because I went as I told some years ago, I went to Goiânia and I were should I say I was at the hometown at that time. I stayed at the hometown hotel and I had the opportunity to at night to live at the hotel and I decided to go to some places and I went to run as well. I some days when I arrive at the hotel after a day long working. I went to the hotel and I decided, oh, today I'm gonna try know the city, run around, you know. I just decided to run around the city and at the same time I was knowing the place, I was seeing which were more should I say there are more people, there are more things to do. And I like it so much. Yeah. And as you just said here, Guyana, Goiás, and other places around there. It's very well known about their country music, is about the beautiful place, beautiful people. So that's very interesting for because as you told the culture or music or something like that. There are a lot of famous singers that were started their careers at the Guyana or Goiás or things like that. So it's indeed a good place to visit, to know. I really recommend as well. It was good.
Yeah, the good country singers are mainly from or Goiânia or Minas Gerais, I think.
Indeed. And Andressa, how about you? What kinds of things can visitors to your hometown go and see? Let's talk about, like I told you, Curitiba, because you lived there since you're born.
Yes, Curitiba closed everything early. different from São Paulo and other capitals. Everything closes early here, so the things we do here and people can do here is go to parks and to shopping and yeah, most park and shoppings actually. It's the kind of the Curitibanos do. So the most beautiful parks is this picture actually, Jardim Botânico, and the other I think it's the Parque Tanguá. It's awesome there because you can go there to see the uh, how can I say pôr do
What?
sol?
Sunset?
Yeah, sunset. So you can go there to see the sunset, and it's amazing. So I think these parks and it's awesome. It's beauty. And if you want to go at night, you can go. There is clubs here. There is a lot of places to go watch movies and watch and dance too. So you can go these places too, but there is not so many here in Curitiba.
Yes, when you mentioned Tanguá Park, I remember the waterfall. There's a huge waterfall there, which is very beautiful. We can get
Yeah.
a very beautiful view. I went there sometimes, and I love it as well. I just not like because there are a part when we needed to when you would like to go back the above the park, you needed to step up so many. Should I say it's like an acclive really active, I should say. And it's like you just step up the colon, step up the. Uh, I, I I don't remember the word. How can I define it? Maybe I will search that before, but I really love the place. It's very beautiful, and I already went to there with my family. Nice. Nice. It's remember this part. And as Andressa told us here, we have this picture that you are seeing here is from one of the big landmarks of Curitiba City, which is called the Botanic Garden. Do you know? Botanic Garden is like a Jardim Botânico in Portuguese. And we have so many people that travel to Curitiba just to see this place, man. I don't know exactly why, because to be honestly, there's nothing to do there. It's just walking
Just
around.
yeah.
What do you think about Andressa?
Yeah, it's beautiful when the sky is blue, totally blue. It's beauty like that. But when the sky is like
Cloud.
not
It's a
blue,
cloud day.
it's cloud day, yeah. It's not nothing, not a big deal. Just
Yeah.
walk and see the flowers, but sometimes at the year there is not a lot of flowers too, just on spring. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's
The
like a
spring, so
garden. Yes.
yeah, literally.
Nice. So guys, let me see here. Just a sec. The last question I'd like to ask you guys. Do you think, Fernando, you will live there when you are older? Let's thinking about the future when you decided to retire, about your career, your life, decided just to rest. Are you planning to went back to go back to your hometown?
Yes, I think this is a future purpose for my life to going back to Belo Horizonte. It's not a thing that I can and I want to do right now, but as well, I don't want to live in Ribeirão Preto for the rest of my life. So yes, I want to get back to my hometown when I can because of my parents, my brother, and the rest of the family lives there also. So yes, I think in the future I would come back.
Nice. How about you, Alawar? Do you think you will live there when you are older? Let's talk about Aparecida de Goiânia.
Yeah, I don't think so because I already live in Goiás for some time. I already say some years ago that I don't like the weather over here. I think it's very hot, and it's just becoming worse year after year. That's one thing that I don't like about here. The other stuffs I kind of like it, but I don't know. I see myself in the future like moving or to a city that has more good weather for me. That is like more cold, like Curitiba, for example, or a seaside town, you know, to enjoy some time in the sea and think like that. But I don't imagine myself uh, living in a city in the future, you know, like when I'm older.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. I should say that I agree with you. You should maybe thinking about in a better place, just better. Not I don't I'm the person, I'm the type of the person that do not like to get back, you know. I just like to step forward, to move forward. But I know sometimes we miss some friends, we miss some family, some members of our family. That's okay. There's no wrong answer here. I'm just asking your
Yeah.
opinion. That's very good. How about you, Andressa? Do you think that you live there? I believe, let me ask her about Curitiba. Do you think that when you are about to retire, to get your retirement, do you pretend to be or to stay living here in Curitiba? What are you thinking about it?
Well, if I had to live here, I I can live here because it's a nice city to stay. But I hope I know I won't be here in the future. Me and my husband has plans to move forward to live abroad. So if God bless us and we can do that, maybe I hope I live in another country, not here. But if I have to, of course I will stay here in Curitiba.
Awesome, awesome. And God will help you. I'm sure about that. There's no way. You just needed to move towards your dream, okay? Because people there, I know, guys, before we finish here, I know so many people. Andressa know as well because we work at the same company. So when you're talking about learning English, there are so many people that are trying develop, are trying learning, and we can see it in their eyes. But when it comes to take action towards our dream, towards their dream, they doesn't do anything to arrive there. They doesn't do anything. So guys, there are no magic ways. You know, you can't sit in your chair and stop and waiting until the day that you're gonna be able to speak fluently. That will never happen. So, and I would like to give this advice here before we finish, guys, for the people who are watching us here on the YouTube channel. I really recommend that if you really want to improve your English skills, you must start today. You must start right now. And I'm sure that you're gonna be there. I have no doubt. But you cannot pray for God helps for God's help to achieve your fluency without do your part. So it's the same as I told here. Andressa is work hard to get their dreams to make their dreams real, her dreams real. Sorry, and I'm sure that it's gonna happen because they are trying, they are planning. So when you plan something, everything is possible. That is my mission here. That's my way of thinking for my life. I hope you agree. I don't know. How about you, Fernando? Let's just make a review here. Do you agree with that? So people need to step or need to go towards their dream, or they can just pray for God's help and hope that things happen. What do you think about that?
No, I totally agree with you. If you have some dream, you have to run towards it. You have to make your part and starting doing the things that will let you to do your dream. And just sitting and waiting will not give you back any result. So you have to put your hands on the mess.
That's it. That's it. Great. And how about you, Alawar? Let me ask about let's think about your career. Alaw's worked as a software developer, have been working for a while since he decided to do it. But I should say it was easy to start working like this, to have this career, or you had to work harder to achieve this dream in your life. It's the same, you know? What are you thinking about?
No, not at all. I had to miss a lot of weekends studying and practicing to become better at my coding and learning new technologies, frameworks, tools, and etc. So I think the toughest part is the beginning. When are you learning anything? When you start a profession, a new language, on I don't know, fighting sport, other sports. I think the beginning is the hardest, and then you just keep going. And if you doesn't like because you had to like or have some goal, to keep moving forward. And I think that's it. You just have to begin and keep going. Yeah.
That's it, man. I agree. Go, I should say, go towards your dream and stop complaining about things that is not happen, or maybe will never happen in your life. Just go, I should say, go forward. And how
Yeah.
about you, Andressa? Do you believe that if you just stay sitting in your chair and wait, praying for God's help, things will happen?
No, of course not. I agree. Actually, I agree. I think if we stay in the chair, things will never happen. So I told God bless us, but of course we are doing our part and saving some money and practicing English because that's what we will need the most of abroad, right? So of course we need to do our part.
Excellent. That's it. I really like. I just used your example because you told me that you are making plans. You are, should I say, you are trying harder. You are doing your part. So when things is happening like this, there's no way to doesn't work. You know, if you are planning, if you are doing the things, if you are trying harder, everything will. Should I say, all your dreams will come true. You just needed to step. You just needed to keep going. It's like a Dory movie, do you know? Keep swimming because things will be real. Things will be real as soon as you think. You know, that's very important to keep in your minds. It's like English. So, guys, that's it. Is the end of this English speaking session. I'm so glad that you all made it. That you all came here to practice English with me. Even it was an unscheduled meeting, so I just sent a message 30 minutes before we started, and I asked you, is there anyone free to practice speaking with me? So I received so many answers. So Alll, Fernando, and Andressa answered me at the same time, and they accepted the challenge, and they were here with me today. And so thank you so much, guys, for this friendship, for this disposition, so for being able to be here. That is very grateful. I'm feel so glad with it. So thank you, guys. And
Thank
Thank you,
you,
guys.
Alex. Thank you for the class.
that's very
See you
good.
next class.
I'm so happy to have you
I
here,
hope
Andressa.
we practice more and more and more.
Of course, we will. And each Saturday and Sunday morning, we have meetings as well. Hope all of you can join, but I know there are so many things happening in our lives. Doesn't matter, but I believe that you're gonna be there because you are taking your English serious. So that makes different from others English learners. We are really trying. So, and we will be there. So guys, thank you so much. This is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this English meeting and hope see you in the next English meeting as well. Thank you so much. Have a great night and I hope see you in the next time.
Thank
Thank you,
you. Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye.